Welcome back to Canadian Youth Studios. And, I've been thinking, we haven't done my top 10 favorite animated movies. And, I'm not like the hugest fan of animated films, but I do like a lot. There's some that I'm just like, damn, that's good. And then there's a couple more, like, let's say, Emoji Movie, I'm like, so, there's some that are good, some that are bad, and then there's some that are amazing. So let's get right into it. 3, 2, 1. We return. Now, today, I already said we're talking about animated films. And starting us off with number 10, we have How to Train Your Dragons. This film, it has such a unique style of animation. I think it won Best Animated Feature from 2010. Like, the animation is so unique in it. Like, it may look like every other one nowadays, but this one was very unique back in 2010. Like, the purple that Toothless shot out of his mouth was so, it was so colorful, this movie. Like, all the dragons shot different colors out of their mouth, and they were all different colors. It was so unique in the style, in the Vikings way. Like, I'm not, like, the second one I do like, the third I'm like, okay, they just are trying to copy off the second one, but the first one's my favorite. I just love this animation. Even the plot is pretty good in this film. I think this is a good movie. I do really like this one, and if you haven't seen it, definitely watch this one. Like, voice actors are great in this one. I know Kate Blanchett. No, she's in the second one, right? Who's in it? T.J. Miller's in this one, and you know him. There's a lot of actors, like famous ones. I just can't think of their names right now, but really great plot to this. Like, dragons, Vikings, and they don't get along. Then they try to get along, but it doesn't go as well for Hiccup as they wanted it to go. What are the names in this movie, though? Hiccup, Snotloud, Fish Legs, like Astrid, yeah, that's a normal name, right? Scumhead or Butthead, I don't know, something like that. Weird names, but, I think this movie is a good movie, and definitely watch this one. Moving on to number 9, we have Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Now, this movie is also unique. I think it came out in 2009, but very unique style also. Like, the colors that Flint goes into, like, the giant meatball, all those colors with the flashy lights, like, that is some amazing colors that many animated films don't have. Like, I know a lot of people love Shrek. I'm sorry it's not on this list. I know, shame on me, but I'm not a big fan of those movies. Like, I like the meme Shrek, but, but with Shrek, it didn't have, like, anything, like, the animation was great, but the colors weren't, like, different. And they didn't switch the colors up till, like, How to Train Your Dragons, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Like, this animation, I really do love. I like the second one too, but it's I like this one a lot. And the story is a bit off. Like, it's a bit strange that burgers fall from the sky, but it's entertaining to me. When I was younger, I thought this movie was very entertaining. And now I'm like, now I still even think it's entertaining. Great actors. We got Bill Hader. We got Andy Samberg. We got Anna Faris. We got Mr. T. We got more characters, more actors I know in this. The characters are very different from each and one of them. Like, Flint is very different from like Andy Samberg and Brent in this. Like, very different characters, and really like this one. And I don't know if it won Best Animated Feature, but it sure as hell. Well, actually, could have. I don't know, but I know it got nominated. Well, moving on to number 8, we have the Simpsons Movie. Now, the Simpsons Movie was the first after a while, like from 1989 to 2007. They finally made a movie out of the Simpsons, and this movie, you know what I find really cool? I find that the way they do this in Futurama also, the animation when it's like they're driving on something, or when it's a faraway shot with buildings or a car or something, I think that animation is really cool, because it's sort of like two animations. Like, one is The Simpsons and you see the characters and it's kind of like the show, but then the other one is where they're like driving or a faraway shot. It's very different from the actual show, and I think that's pretty incredible how they did that. The story for this one is it could have been an episode, that's what I'm gonna say, but I really do like this as a movie. It feels like an episode though. I feel like there is an episode where it's like Springfield is gonna get destroyed, or someone takes it over. And it's a bit strange when they start attacking the Simpsons, like, because Homer drops stuff, I guess that's his fault and all, but still, a bit weird. But I do love this movie, and the jokes in this one are quite funny. Homer's Homer in this. Spider Pig, they added a new character. He was great. I don't think this film's like, once you watch it a whole bunch of times, which I have, I'm like, okay, like I stopped watching it, but if I watch it again, I'll be like, oh yeah, this is a good movie. I like this one. So don't watch it over and over, but definitely watch this one at least like 3 times or something. Well, moving on to number 7, we have Fantastic Mr. Fox. Now, this is the one I was struggling with Claudia Bachin's and Meatballs between like these two for 2009, which one won Best Animated Feature, but I do believe this one should have. I don't know if it did, but it definitely should have. The animation for this is absolutely awesome. It's like stop motion. I love this movie so much. It's so simple, so simple. I know a lot of animated movie reviewers that are like, do you remember this one? And I don't know if they did one on this one, but they should have put a good review in for this one, because I really like this one. The plot of this movie, like, what is the plot? It's a bit forgettable, but once you remember it, it's like, oh yeah, it's good. It's like, I remember the scenes, like, it's kind of funny to watch the scenes where they're trying to take, like, the apple cider. Like, this one's based on a book. I read the book, right? And I definitely like the movie more, just because I'm a huge movie fan, and the movie included much more than the book did. But like, it's a bit redemption. Now I'm remembering it, and they're like trying to bomb the city with acorns and that stuff. Like, that's weird, but it's very unique also. I love unique and new movies. This one's very different from most animated movies. Really like this one. It's so good. Like, I don't really know any of the actors. It's kind of unknown. Like, I haven't tried to look it up, but still, it's a great movie, and I definitely recommend this one. Well, moving on to number 6, we have Megamind. Now, Megamind it's not unique in any way. It's not different from any other animated movie. But you know what? This one has great music. This one might have not had like original score like How to Train Your Dragons, but the music that they grabbed, it was so good in this film. Great actors. You got Will Ferrell. We got Brad Pitt. Like, you got Brad Pitt for the movie. How? We have. I forgot the other guy who plays the fish dude. He's a good actor. David Cross. Sorry, David Cross. That's who plays. But this movie has a funny plot to it, you know? It's sort of like Superman, but they made it a little bit different. And I think that way is funny and, you know, still good. Like, this movie just might not have any different animation style, but the story and plot was funny enough to actually be better than all these other ones behind. And I just think, wow, that's great. Like, the animation's not bad of any kind, but, you know, it's not really different, and it's like, okay. Like, they could have done something at least different, but they didn't. DreamWorks again, right? Somehow DreamWorks made this in 1917, but, you know, it's just incredible how, these animation studios can do these types of movies, but, you know, we'll talk about that more when it comes to these different movies coming out. But Megamind is a fun movie to watch. Definitely one of the most entertaining animated movies and movies in general. I can keep on watching it over and over and over and not get bored of it. But, you know, like, really, really good movie. And I know, like, people are saying, oh yeah, this is a masterpiece. Like, I haven't heard a single person say this movie's like, ugh, that's a bad movie. I'm like, okay, like, I haven't heard that, but, you know, this movie's good. I hope you've watched it, because if you haven't, I don't know what you know, it's sort of a mix of Superman and Batman, because he has all these gadgets, but then he came from a different planet. It's funny, and he's like an alien. It's a really funny movie, and I definitely recommend this one. Moving on to number 5, we have Zootopia. Now, I remember seeing this, and I was younger, 2016. I know that wasn't that long ago, but I was scared a bit. You know, when the lion started chasing them, I was scared. I'm like, ah. Now I'm like, this movie's really good. Definitely one I'll rewatch over and over without getting bored. The music, try everything, you know. You know, not like the best music I've ever heard. But you got some great actors in it. You got Jason Bateman. You got Idris Elba. You got sorry, I can't remember anyone else. But still, I know there's more people in story. I can't remember their name. It's like J.K. I don't know. He was in Spiderman and stuff. But it's a really good movie. It's kind of like The Jungle Book, a little bit. Like, it has a little bit to it. But like some of the characters. But it's a bit of a weird animated movie because it's sort of like scary. Like, if a little kid saw this, that would scare them. Like, I know comparing it to Cats, like, this is Happy Feet, not scary. But this movie would sort of be scary, but it's a bit weird because it's like, it's this fun, happy place, but then it can show the dark side. It's sort of like Parasite. It shows the dark side, but this one shows good and dark, so they mashed that together and it turned out all weird and that stuff. But, you know, this one's a good movie. I do really like this one. I don't know, like, if you're a fan of Disney and you haven't seen this one, I don't know, like, what are you doing watching all the Frozen movies? Come on now. I really like this one and hope you guys have seen it. But moving on to number 4, we have Kung Fu Panda 3. Kung Fu Panda 3 is This one was the last Kung Fu Panda movie, my favorite one. And I just think this one's great. Like, the villain, Kai, is a great... J.K. Simmons, that's who it was. He plays Kai in this one, and the lion in Zootopia. But great actors in this one. You got Jack Black, J.K. Simmons, Simons or something. I don't know if Angelina Jolie plays Tigress. She might, but okay. Jackie Chan, of course. We got him. We got Dustin Hoffman or something. I don't know. We got a lot of actors in this one, and I just think the story in this one is really good. How they continued it on, and then they made Kung Fu Panda the TV series. Don't try to do that, Kung Fu Panda. Make a 4th movie at least. But I do love the colors in this one. It's very green and yellow, and they mash that together. Like, very, very cool colors. Really, really like this movie, and definitely a rewatchable one. Like, I've seen this movie like 12 times. It's insane at how much I watch it, because it's so entertaining, Like, it's really fun to watch, and it holds a lot of memories. That's another thing that I really do love about this movie. But now we must go on to number 3, because I'm making this video way, way too long. So moving on to number 3, we have the Peanuts movie. Now, the Peanuts movie, I know a lot of people don't know this one, but very, very unique animation. We've never seen this before, and then they ruin it by making Captain Underpants, because that movie's absolute shit. Garbage, same thing. But the Peanuts movie has some great animation, and this Charlie Brown movie was just so good. It's so rewatchable, it goes from winter to summer, and the only part that I don't like about this was the scenes where Snoopy was on that, house thing. Like, come on now, just don't include that, and I would have loved the movie even more, because, I'm not really looking for Snoopy's part in this movie. I'm looking more for, like, Charlie Brown and what he's doing, but I do really love this movie. Definitely rewatchable one for me. Noah Schnapp plays Charlie Brown. Oh my god, the kid in Stranger Things, with the haircut that's like... plays Will in it. I haven't seen him in very other movies. I've seen him in this one. And the Peanuts movie is a really good movie. I know no one's seen this one. Like, a couple of people have. Like, I know it got like 300 million at the box office, something like that. So, some people have seen this one, but I think the animation is so unique and so different. It's sort of like what the Charlie Brown books were like. I read some of them now, but it's kind of like that, and then they turned it into animated movie, and I just think that is great. But moving on to number 2, we have Moana. Now, I know what you're thinking. Moana, whoa, I like other movies more than that, and animated movies in general also, like, what, Moana? This one holds a lot of memories to it. I remember going on an airplane to Cuba for vacation, spring break, and I watched Moana on the way there and on the way back. And I do love the music for this movie. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is in this one as Maui. Like, damn. And Taika Waititi does something in this one, but I don't really know. He doesn't direct it. He may be like a voice actor of some sort. But this movie, like, the animation is so unique. Like, the water and the colors of the water are so like unique, and they look like real water. Like, I know Frozen 2 looks more like real water, but this one may not look all the way like real water, but they turn it into a twist of sort of Hawaii like water with all the blue sparkles, and then when like something green falls into it, it just shines. Like, I just really think this movie is great. Like, plot wise, it's a bit like Disney, of course, and it's not like the awesomest plot, but I do think the plot's good. But I love the animation. The music is just so Hawaiian in this that it's so good. All the little Easter eggs in this film are great. Love the crab dude in this. Jermaine plays him, or Gerard, I don't know. Something like that. And I think this film is a good film. Definitely my favorite Disney movie. Yeah, it is actually my favorite Disney animated movie, not my favorite Disney. Well, if you're not including Marvel movies and Star Wars, I guess so. Some Star Wars. No, actually no, because A New Hope, Return Jedi, and Empire Strikes Back are not Disney. So, no. But we must move on to number 1, which will be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, this film is absolutely incredible with its animation, its music, its plot, like all these different Spider-Men in the multiverse coming together. Like, they get launched into like the portals of some sort, and then they come to Miles Morales' universe, and they all have to defeat Kingpin. Like, I know Kingpin could have had more of a story, but I think this is my, 6th favorite, no, not my 6th, but, 8th favorite movie of all time. I think this is the best superhero movie, comic book film, animated film. This film is just so good. I love the animation. The music is so good in this film. I can't say much about it, but, Post Malone, Sunflower, that song, that's great. Memories, great song. I'm Not Scared of the Dark, great song. Lil Wayne does that one. So many great songs in this, and the animation, the studios that worked their asses off trying to make this movie. Think about this. The movie trailer got released 2017, December 9th. The movie got released December 14th, 2018. A whole year of animating this movie. I just don't know what to say. I saw the trailer for the first time and I'm like, oh, that doesn't look that good. Saw the second one, I'm like, okay. Saw the movie, I'm like, what? Penny Parker isn't my favorite character in it, and if they got rid of her, I'm like, okay, come on now, just get rid of her. But when it comes down to everyone else, love their character, but it's just such a good film. I love this one. It's also kind of funny with Miles Morales running on the wall, trying to figure out he's Spider-Man, then the comic books. That's such a great film. Definitely recommend this one. My favorite Sony movie in general also. But, so this has been me ranking my top 10 favorite animated movies from the worst to the best. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and leave a like.